Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Becky. Today we're going to be working on a 12 by 12 layout. It's not for a specific challenge or anything. I just felt like playing. This is one I was able to sneak in while my family was here visiting. So I just kind of snuck to my room and pulled up Pinterest and found a sketch and a photo and some papers. This collection we're going to be using, it is Illustrated Faith, and it's called Gratitude Documented, which is perfect because Thanksgiving just passed, right? Those aren't the pictures I'm going to be using, although I do use the same collection to do a Thanksgiving page. That's not what we're going to be using on this one. On this one, we're going to be using some Snapchat photos of Riley that Marissa had taken. I will pop that sketch in up at the top right-hand corner of your screen. You saw one of those papers. It was border strips. So I did trim out several of the border strips to put along the top and the bottom like that sketch has on it. And there was also some little scalloped pieces. So I did also pull out that kind of aqua teal color right here to use as a scallop. I thought that worked pretty good because the other border piece was floral. My main piece was floral. So that little blue piece, that aqua piece, kind of breaks it up a little bit. Sometimes on the YouTubes, the YouTubers will edit their videos quite a bit. And on this one is no exception. I struggled with this page so much that this video did get edited down. I don't know if you can tell how badly I struggled with it. You might be able to, but I'm not sure. This did not come together really fast and really quick, and even in the end is still not my favorite, although it is just these goofy Snapchat photos. So even though it's not my favorite, it also isn't that important of a story. I just wanted to play. So I'm okay with it not being my favorite. You can see right here, I did turn that into a kind of like a collage piece. I just put all four of those pictures up together. I had 5 that I wanted to use. So this 5th one is also going to be matted, and it's just going to sit up over on there toward the bottom of the photo block. You'll see that here in a little bit. Right here, I did pull out that doily because that's way too much pattern. That flower pattern, it is so busy. So I thought that doily would work really good to kind of break that up, but it didn't work as well as I wanted it to. That's why I pulled in this little banner shape right here. Then I got to looking at it and I thought, well, that green is kind of a really ugly looking green, even though it's in that striped paper I used. Not a fan of it. So I pull out this teal color one instead. Now, that is also the same color, or actually it's the same paper I used to mat my photo in, but I felt okay using that because I do have that doily separating the border of my photo from that banner. But that banner does look a lot better in the blue than the green. In my opinion, that is just not an attractive green. It's way too much of it on one spot the way I have. Mostly what is going to trip me up on this layout is the embellishments. I stuck to the embellishments that came with this collection mostly. You see I lost some footage here. And I actually really did lose that footage for real. But it came with a lot of leaves and stuff, and I didn't want to use those. So I ended up pulling out all the flowers they had. So they had 2 that were bordered in white, and then they had this one that's black. Doesn't look the best together, but I used it anyways. I also had the clips that came in this collection, so I did use one over that bottom left-hand photo, and it says love, and there's a heart. I used one right around there, and it's a circle, and it has a heart in it, and I used one down at the bottom as well. So I used those little plastic clips, and then I didn't really have anything else that I could embellish it with. Everything else was like leaves and acorns, and I was like, okay, well apparently I've already used all the florally bits. So I end up pulling out just a bunch of crochet thread and tucking it all around just like it gets some texture. That's how I ended up solving that. You can see my title right there is Shine On. That's kind of a tongue-in-cheek title because it's Snapchat photos, and I really love that bottom one where she has that cowboy hat on. She has a mustache, but the way her hand's resting, it's kind of on her crotch like a dude. I thought that was so funny. Anyways, I titled it Shine On. That is actually from a Vicky Bouton paper pack. And the way some of the words are, they have the gold lines coming out from them. So I thought I was trying to do that up at the top as well. I did try to play with some of those gold hearts that were in that same thicker pack up there, and it didn't work. But I did keep those bits coming out of the title, Shine On, at least on the right-hand side. I ended up taking a couple of those you know, those lines that were meant to come off of a word to kind of highlight it, make it look shiny. And I cut them up to into little tiny squares and dotted them around like you would enamel dots. After I did that, guys, I didn't do anything else this layout. Like I said, I struggled with this one quite a bit. You can see where those hearts were over on the side on my mat, because I did try to make those work. I just pushed stuff around forever. All right, guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me. You win and you lose, right? Sometimes it just doesn't work out. Well, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time, hopefully with a better layout. Bye, guys.